Good morning, all. This is Jack from Charting Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Tuesday, the 7th of January. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. Right, okay, ES had a nice little move up yesterday. Didn't really follow through particularly, but we are converting the monthly pivot to support at the moment. That's at 599.350. NQ, similarly, converting the monthly pivot, so we could well be going up from here. RTY has a nice looking little double bottom, which has started breaking up, but is stalled at the monthly pivot at the moment. It needs to get over that on YM. Nice looking little double bottom that hasn't broken up yet. This upside move definitely has some scope to go, but there is a big obstacle, which I'll be talking about in a couple of minutes. All right, DAX has been having a very nice move up, partially because the dollar's going down. I have noticed I have noticed that they're sending. Sorry, I have noticed that there is definitely a correlation between DAX going up and the euro going up. So when the euro is rising strongly, and it might be doing that for a while, DAX tends to do pretty well. ESTX has gone back and already retested this prior high. So we will see how that goes. All right, let's have a look at the bigger picture charts. Okay, the big obstacle I'm looking at is the daily middle band. Now we tested that yesterday. I've got that at 6053. On ES, and obviously we stalled there and closed below. This is the big resistance. So if we can get back over that, we can go back and retest the high. If we don't get over that, then likely we will fail back into the lows and likely go lower. With the next big target I would be looking at would be this head and shoulder neckline, which is in about the 57.80 area. So we will see how that goes. I'm thinking, well, we will see how it goes. This is going to be a very, very big news year, and we're already seeing that already. Now, the Qs are back over the daily middle band, not by much, but holding them. Dire, we have not got back to the daily middle band yet, but obviously by the time we are thinking about breaking up from this double bottom, we would be there. All right, looking at IWM. IWM, we've got on the daily chart, we're testing the daily middle band here. Obviously, we do have a weak RSI 14 buy signal fixed, and we've got an RSI 5 buy signal fixed. So this is looking promising. This could get over it, but obviously the main resistance is the one we were stalling at yesterday. If we're going to see a decent move up, then we'll have to get over that. Anyway, just to recap, because I noticed a couple of you just arrived. What I'm looking at here is the daily middle band. This was resistance on the last rally, and it's resistance on this rally. We got up to it yesterday. We've pulled back from it. The question is, can we get over it and convert it to support? If we can go back up and retest the high. If we can't, then we got a couple of days, and if we haven't managed to get over it, then we're probably going to fail back into the lows and probably go lower, ideally getting back into this possible head and shoulder neckline, which I've got in the 57.84 area. We will see how that goes. The Qs are over it already. We will see. And in terms of the bull flag, that has broken up. And it's not a bad looking bull flag here. It's not 3 touches on the top trend line, but it's really not bad at all. This may well be breaking up towards the high, but obviously the bulls have got to give it another push, and either they will do that or they won't. But if we can't see that break up here, then it's not going to be long before this is going down again. All right, great. Let's have a look at DX. DX, we saw a nice little pullback yesterday. We could be forming head and shoulders, but it would be remarkably ugly. Really, I'd like to see that get down to 104 if we're going to do that. I'm wondering about a possible high retest. This looks like a possible buy signal brewing, but it isn't, because that is not a lower low. All right, ZB. ZB, we've got a possible double bottom here. I'm leaning towards this just continuing downwards. You can see we've been sort of trickling down from the double bottom setup yesterday, and that's the way it's been doing it. If we are going to continue down, then I'd be looking for the retest of that high on TNX, and on ZB, I think that would be about the 104 to 106 area. We would see when we got closer. CL, we are up against resistance. We tested 75, which is the bottom of my resistance zone. I've got that at about 75 to 78, and and we could go into it. I've got about 4 resistance level there. We are testing the first one. So we'll see how that goes. No current negative divergence. NG, this could be a bull flag. So I am wondering whether we might see a retest this high here at 4.2. It's still thinking about it. Obviously, we are in a seasonal headwind until April. Normally, we're making lows in the February to April period. GC, dollar has been weak, and GC wasn't really initially responding to that, but it is responding to it now. This could still be a bear flag. On SI, we've broken up from the double bottom, and we've now got, since I was looking at this chart earlier, we've got a possible 60-minute sell signal brewing, and we could see a fail here. And I'm wondering about that because dollar looks as though it may rally here. On HG, I haven't broken up from a double bottom here, and we do have a possible 60-minute sell signal brewing. But again, this is the same as silver. I'm wondering about a possible reversal here as US dollar retests the high. Looking at KC, KC still looks like a bull flag forming, not really been moving. SB still looks like a possible inverted head and shoulder pattern forming, and certainly this could really use a bounce. CC, I'm wondering about we're converting the monthly pivot to support. If that's the case, then we're probably going to see a retest of this high here in the 12,950 area. On ZW, still got a nice looking level bottom. On corn, the initial double top broke down and then rejected straight back up into the high. We do now have a potential larger double top, which I'm watching. On soy, we may be breaking down from this bear flag, or we may just be extending it. We will see how it goes. We have broken over declining resistance. If the dollar turns here, I think the grains have got a shot at having a pretty good first half of the year. We've got a potential level bottom here on cotton, and this is part of a larger pattern here, and I think that could very much deliver. So I'm wondering whether we'll see it. We're in the process of seeing a big reversal here on cotton. On lumber, we haven't quite retested the low, looking for that to set up the second low of a potential level bottom. Live cattle, potential little level top here, possible 60-minute sell signal brewing, wondering about a retracement. Support at the weekly pivot or in that area, which I always like to see on a double top. On lean hogs, still looks like a bull flag forming. All right, great. Do we have any questions today? Just checking. All right, you haven't asked any questions yet, but just to recap on ES, this rally has a real shot, and we could see this go back into retest the high on NQ and NQ and ES, and potentially also on YM, although YM's not really picking itself off the ground yet. If it's going to do that, IWM and SPX have to get through their daily middle bands. That's where resistance was yesterday. If we can break and convert yesterday's highs to support, then we're probably on the way back to retest the all-time highs. If we keep failing that, then we're going to be back at the lows soon. It's a one or the other choice. So I think potentially we could be testing this for a couple of days, but if we haven't broken over it by then, I'll be leaning towards the short side. All right, great. My pleasure as always, guys, and I will catch you guys tomorrow morning.